Yeah, I want to make a quick video for those of you that have broke off a spark plug in your 3-valve Ford motor. This isn't going to be about how to remove the broken plug because there's lots of videos out there. This video is just going to be a short, just kind of a explanation of when that extraction tool doesn't work. This car has 112,000 miles on it, so it had the original plugs in it. So anyway, there's a lot of cheap extraction tools out there, but from what I've read, you want to buy a good tool. Some of those cheaper ones, I've seen them on Amazon for like $26, but some of them don't have a hardened thread in. And if that thing breaks off in your plug, then you're really screwed. So I went ahead and bought the expensive Lisle 65600. It was about $72 through Amazon. And it didn't work. So I'm just going to discuss real quickly on why it didn't work and how I made it work. Okay, so this is what I did to the tool to make it work. So before, this was all smooth and this was round here, so it wouldn't bite anything. You'd turn it counterclockwise and it would just spin and spin and spin. It wouldn't catch anything. So what I did here is I just, on a bench grinder, I ground off just a little bit here, not a whole lot, just a little bit. And then I went in here on the bottom here, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but I cut this notch out in here. So just a little notch. So what that does, it gives this first thread, basically it becomes a biting thread. So it can bite into that metal on that plug, where before there was nothing there biting. So that's what I did to make this tool work, and then it worked awesome. So this is the extracted part here. This is the obviously the middle part that's down here at the bottom of the plug, and that's the part that breaks off. So carbon builds up on this metal part here, and then that creates basically a tolerance fit inside the head, and that's why that breaks off. So anyway, you're supposed to thread this in. It's a counterclockwise thread, and you can see, I'll try and get a bit close. I don't have it all the way in. They say to get as many threads as you can. So I turned it as far as I thought I could go, and it got really, really tight, so I was afraid I was going to snap it off. So I stopped, but like I said, you can see there's still some threads left there. You can also see where when you push that down, it actually pushes it down past the electrode, and sometimes, in this case, broke off part of it. So a lot of people worry about that because it obviously drops down into the cylinder, which obviously isn't the best outcome, but I just buttoned everything up and fired it up, and that little piece just went out the exhaust valve. So no problem, ran great. So that is it. That's with it pulled out. I just wanted to show you this real quick. So here's the part that I extracted out. So basically, after I got this cut down, I just started turning this in here until it just barely caught. I could feel just a little bit of resistance. And then I came up here and I just tapped this a couple times, and then I was able to use the socket and a wrench and get that to really bite in there and go down. So that's how I got that to work. One thing of note, I showed you earlier that when I threaded this in, I didn't thread it all the way in because it got so tight. But now that I pulled this out, I don't know if you can see in there, but it looks like it only grabbed like 2 threads. So I was probably right on the edge of this not working. So it is hard to do because, like I said, you're turning this in and it gets really, really tight. So you're worried you're going to break something off. But I probably should have gone maybe another, I don't know, 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn just to get another thread in there. But anyway, like I said, it worked for me. So just a couple helpful hints. So in the directions, it says to thread this all the way down once you get this threaded into the head. Obviously, you thread it out. This is then flush with here. Thread that into the head, and then you're supposed to turn this all the way down. Some people, because they're afraid of causing this and pushing it down too far, they're stopping somewhere, just basically guessing, and they're stopping. So anyway, the instructions say to go all the way down, so I did. Make sure this is all the way down and tight, and that worked for me. The other just hint is these plugs go down like in this long well in the head, kind of in the valve cover head area. So I didn't want to just drop these in there because you could actually hit that electrode and then change the clearance there. So I just used a 3/8 rubber hose, Just put it on there a little bit like that. I'm able to thread it in like this and then finish it up with a ratchet. So there you go.